Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Right now at 6, police are searching for these 4 teenagers they say escaped a detention center in Rocky Mount. Why police say this group is a threat to both themselves and the public.
And it's another cold start with a frost advisory out for some folks. I'll show you where the coldest temperatures are this morning.
And it is going to be a busy weekend in Raleigh as tens of thousands of people head to the state fair and big names perform at the Lenovo Center, which is just north of the fairgrounds. The traffic alert you need to know about to get where you are going on time. Yes, fair traffic, rush hour traffic, concert traffic. It will be a doozy. Good morning, everyone. It is 6 o'clock. We're here to get you ready on your Friday, and the first full day of the fair. Jeff and I will be out there later this morning. Yeah. I'm Renee Chu.
I'm Jeff Hogan. Can't wait for that early quit from the office and get out to the fairgrounds. Why not?
It's work.
Exactly. Yeah. But 4 wheels, 2 feet, either way you're going, there's been a lot of traffic out there. Elizabeth Gardner is in the WRAL Severe Weather Center, and a lot of chill in the air once again.
Yeah, we're starting off chilly this morning with temperatures in the 30s in a lot of places. Our frost advisory is for our northern and western counties until about 9 o'clock this morning. This is a live look at downtown Raleigh, of course, still on the dark side, but our skies are clear this morning as compared to yesterday. Yesterday we had cloudy skies. That acted as an insulating blanket, and our temperatures were a little bit warmer. Now it is 40 degrees here at RDU in the Triangle, but we're seeing a lot of 30s on the map. 37 Wilson, Rocky Mount, Lewisburg. It's 32 in Roxborough, 34 in Henderson, 32 in Siler City. We head down to the south, more 30s here. 33 Sanford, 32 Robbins. So plenty of places are dropping down pretty close to freezing where frost is likely, but a lot more widespread 30s this morning. For the most part, temperatures are running about 5 to 10 degrees colder than they were this time yesterday. A few places are about the same. It'll be a mild afternoon though, lots of sunshine with high temperatures up near 70 degrees coming up. We'll take a look at your weekend state fair forecast, Ken.
All right, Elizabeth, at 6:01, a rather quiet start to your morning commute this morning. All on major roads from Wendell to Raleigh all the way to Durham. Free and clear this morning, delay-free in all directions. Let's give you a live look at one of those major roads. This is I-40 and Aviation Parkway. Definitely traffic has picked up, but flowing nicely in both directions. Listen, if you're getting ready to head out, traffic is constantly changing. Listen to us on the radio at 101.5 HD3 anywhere in the Triangle. And of course, you have a couple more options as well to listen to us wherever you're going. 99.3 FM in Raleigh and 96.5 FM in Durham.
Police are searching for these 4 teenagers who they say escaped from a youth detention center in Rocky Mount. They escaped more than 11 hours ago now, and WRAL's Brett Neese joins us live from Rocky Mount, the police department there. And Brett, police are concerned for this group of teens as well as the public.
Jeff, they are, because they say that the 4 have a history of unpredictable behavior. So that's why they are concerned both for the public and the 4 themselves. Here are their pictures again, and their names are Quadarius H, Jaden W, Eric M, and David B. All 4 escaping last night from the detention center just before 7 p.m. Officials tell us they were all wearing a standard detention center uniform, including khaki pants, a green polo, gray sweaters, and black shoes. That detention center is not far from downtown Rocky Mount, just about 10 minutes north. I'm asking police how the 4 escaped and where they are searching at this point. They say if you see them, call police immediately. I'll keep you updated on this story. Live in Rocky Mount, Brett Neese, WRAL News.
The Halifax County Sheriff's Office needs your help finding these 2 men. They say the 2 are wanted on first-degree murder charges. This is 29-year-old Deshaun Taylor and 23-year-old Tyquan Brown. Both are from Weldon. Officials believe they shot and killed Lamar Lashley on Washington Avenue in Weldon last month. If you know where they are, contact the Halifax County Sheriff's Office. Deputies say they are considered armed and dangerous.
Today, the Trump-Vance bus tour is making a stop in Wayne County. That's after it made a stop at the Wake County Speedway yesterday, where supporters cheered on the GOP presidential candidate. As part of the bus tour, a team of Trump surrogates drummed up support for the former president and urged supporters to get to the polls. RNC Chairman Michael Whatley says North Carolina is a crucial battleground state. He says voters here help measure the nation's pulse.
We have rural voters, urban voters, suburban voters. We have minority voters. We've got everybody that you would think of that's going to be voting across the country is going to be voting here.
So the tour will be cramming in as many stops as they can over the next 19 days with a focus on swing states. This afternoon at 3:30, the bus tour will make a stop at the Wayne County Republican Party headquarters. That's in Goldsboro.
Former President Bill Clinton will be in Fayetteville tonight, campaigning for Vice President Harris and her running mate Tim Walz. He will travel to several other cities in North Carolina over the weekend. Clinton joined Walz yesterday to campaign in Durham, and then Walz split off and went to Winston-Salem for another rally last night.
Also today, we will get an update from the State Board of Elections about how many people turned out for the first day of early voting. We saw long lines at polling locations all around the Triangle and across the state. In-person voting started yesterday. Wake County's elections director says she expects it was a record first-day turnout. Early voting sites will continue until Saturday, November 2nd. And this is the first presidential election in North Carolina in which you will have to show a photo ID when you go to vote. You can show your driver's license, and other acceptable forms of ID include passports and student IDs. Registered voters who don't have a photo ID can get one for free at their county board of elections or at a DMV office. Voters without a photo ID can still vote in person by filling out an ID exception form.
The U.S. and other world leaders are signaling a renewed push for a ceasefire deal and the release of remaining hostages in Gaza following the death of Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar. Israeli officials believe Sinwar was the chief architect of the October 7th attack. The Israeli military says he was killed during an operation in the Gaza Strip. Hamas has yet to comment.
2 men are injured after a shooting in Durham that happened just after 6 o'clock last night in the McDougal Terrace community. When police got there, they found 2 men with gunshot wounds. They were taken to the hospital and are expected to be okay. No one is in custody as of now.
Today is the first full day of the state fair. Thousands of people will make their way to the fairgrounds to enjoy the food and attractions. WRAL's Heidi Kirk joins us live from the Lenovo Center, which is across the fairgrounds. And Heidi, the fair isn't the only big event happening in the area this weekend. Also some big names coming to the Lenovo Center, and that could cause traffic issues for drivers.
Renee, you got that right. It is going to be an action-packed weekend throughout the Triangle. Not only are thousands pouring in for the state fair, but also there's going to be a big crowd here at the Lenovo Center. Let me get you right to the lineup. So first of all, at 7 p.m. tonight, there's going to be comedian Jeff Dunham. And tomorrow, we're expecting a full-capacity crowd for Sabrina Carpenter, also starting at 7. Now, if you're attending any of these events, like you said, you're urged to plan for those traffic delays. Now, here's what you can do. Plan ahead, carpool if possible, and arrive early. We are not kidding here. Now, the Lenovo Center parking lots will open 4 hours before each event and are reserved for event attendees only. Now, doors will open 1 hour before each event. And it's worth noting that both NC State and the Canes will not be playing here throughout the duration of the fair, so that'll help us a little bit. But we have lots of information on our website for planning ahead and making sure that you can get to the state fair or any of these events at the Lenovo Center quickly and as painless as possible. Heidi Kirk, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
This morning, we're waiting to see the official count of how many people walk through the gates of the state fair on day one. Today, state officials will hold the official opening ceremony. Agriculture Commissioner Steve Troxler will cut the ribbon to officially open the 156th state fair. Nearly 40,000 people came out on opening day last year, and we'll see if North Carolinians manage to top that this year.
You will also have the once-in-a-lifetime chance to meet members of the WRAL team out at the State Fair, or once a day, whenever you want. You can look for us in our usual spot. We'll be on the northeast side of Dorton Arena out there today. Renee and I will be there from 10:30 to 11:30, and then you can meet Dan Haggerty and Carly Haynes from 2 to 3.
And yes, you will find that Jeff is just as funny in person as he is on TV. Go Triangle is getting $800,000 for Eastern Wake Transit expansion in the fiscal year 2024 funding package. The money will be used to build 10 new bus stops and support expanded transit services in Wendell and Zebulon. It will also improve pedestrian infrastructure. An event will be held in front of Zebulon's Town Hall at 10 this morning to announce this new funding package.
Talk about fun weekends, Renee. It is shaping up to be a busy weekend in the Triangle, and we have your out and about best bets for a fun fall weekend, including this spooky zombie walk. Also a Festival of Lights celebration as well, Michelle.
And helping you keep your kids safe online, the new feature that Meta is rolling out aimed at protecting teens from blackmail on its wildly popular app, Instagram. And meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner has the forecast for the school day.
Yeah, keeping kids comfortable this morning in a coat because temperatures are looking widespread in the 30s this morning. At first bell, temperatures should climb on up to around 40 degrees. After school, though, looking great with temperatures around 70 degrees. I'll show you how dry our forecast is for the next week coming up.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
612 frost advisory in effect for our north and western counties this morning, but 30s are more widespread this morning than they were yesterday. Our skies are clear today. Yesterday we had a deck of clouds that tends to hold in our daytime heating. Durham's at 40 as well as Raleigh. It's 38 degrees in Fayetteville, and we'll take a look at a few more temperatures because there are a lot of 30s out there. It's sitting at 32 right now in Roxborough, 37 in Lewisburg, 36 in Tarboro, 38 South Hill, and 43 degrees in Goldsboro. NC State Fair planner, if you're headed out there today, it's really going to be a gorgeous day. We're going to see a lot of sunshine by 10 o'clock, 54 degrees, and then we'll see a high near 70 this afternoon. If you're going to be headed out there for the evening, temperatures will be in the 50s. Make sure you take along a sweater or a jacket. I'll show you a nice warm up in our forecast, though, coming up, Ken.
Elizabeth, weather and traffic every 10 minutes here in the 6 o'clock hour. I'll give you a live look at I-440 and Lake Boone Trail. Everything flowing nicely in both directions this morning. Elsewhere around the Triangle and surrounding communities, all the major roads are delay-free this morning. If you're getting ready to head out, take us with you on the radio. You can listen to us at 101.5 HD3 anywhere in the Triangle. And, of course, Renee, I'll have another update on the commute in about 10 minutes.
We will plan on that, Ken. Thank you. Jurors are set to hear opening statements today in the murder trial of Richard Allen. Allen is accused of killing 13-year-old Abigail Williams and 14-year-old Liberty German in Delphi, Indiana, back in 2017. The best friends were hiking after school when they disappeared. Their bodies were found the next day. It took authorities 5 years to make an arrest. The trial is expected to last about 6 weeks.
A federal judge in Oklahoma City ordered an Afghan man suspected of plotting an Election Day attack to stay in custody until his trial. U.S. officials say Nasir Tawhidi was working with ISIS. While in court yesterday, Tawhidi was handcuffed, never stood for the judge, and showed little emotion besides looking at his family members. An FBI special agent says he took steps to get AK-47 rifles and ammunition and planned to attack crowds during Election Day.
Keeping kids safe online is an important issue for many parents. Meta is stepping in to help with that. WRAL's Michelle McConaughey is here now with a new feature on Instagram. Michelle.
Yeah, Renee, the company is looking to combat sextortion. That is when a criminal convinces someone to send explicit images and then threatens to spread them if they're not paid. Now, this is the PSA that's showing up on Instagram feeds. The new features are meant to protect against accounts with scammy behavior. Meta says it'll make it harder for suspicious accounts to request to follow teens, and users will be notified if the account they're messaging with is in another country.
We want to make sure that teens have the information that they need because these are adversarial actors. They're going to try to get around the protections that we put in place.
So they're hoping to help people already going through this, but also prevent it from happening in the first place. Just last month, the company announced teen-specific Instagram accounts, limiting who can contact teens and the content that they see. Those under 16 do need a parent's permission to change any built-in protections.
Your time is 6:16 here in the WRAL Live Center. Good morning, I'm Chris Lovingood. An hour ago, I told you about how South Korean leadership were concerned a bit about North Korea sending troops to support Russia's war in Ukraine. But it turns out some clarification here as leaders are now saying they believe it is now North Korean civilian personnel sent to support. What that support looks like is unclear. But again, more developments are coming from this particular situation as Russia continues its war in Ukraine.
From music to some spooky festivities, we have you covered on all the best events that are happening this weekend.
Let's start with a group that soared to fame in the 1960s who are making a stop in the Triangle. The Temptations and the Four Tops will be performing this weekend at the DPAC. The show is Sunday night at 7. Tickets are still available.
Down in Morrisville and other areas, we'll be celebrating Diwali, the Indian Festival of Lights. That's tomorrow night from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Everyone is invited to Cedar Fork District Park on Aviation Parkway. Diwali is India's biggest and most important holiday of the year. The celebration includes hands-on activities, music, food, and fireworks.
Tomorrow, people will dress up in their spookiest costumes for the 18th annual Zombie Walk, invading the streets of downtown Raleigh. The family-friendly event starts tomorrow night at 6:45 in Moore Square. For more on these events and others, head to WRAL.com and search for Out and About. But all outdoor events this weekend, the weather will be nice and dry.
It's going to be nice, nicer than the family-friendly zombie walk. It sounds. It looks like fun, though. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. A lot of folks will have their eye on this weekend forecast.
And it's really going to be a beautiful one. We're going to be dry. We're going to see temperatures starting to warm up a little bit. We have crisp, cool mornings and lovely afternoons. We start this morning with clear skies in Fayetteville and Raleigh, as well as Apex and Chapel Hill. Chapel Hill's courtesy at Top of the Hill restaurant there. Our 5-day, 7-day, 15-day rainfall forecast is almost zero. I mean, we're Anthony Baglione is here with me this morning. We were looking at the model. It's just like on and on and on. And, we're hard pressed to find any rain in the forecast really in the next 10 days. So it is a dry forecast. That may sound great, but I'm going to show you why maybe it's not coming up. This high pressure system is going to stay put for us. High pressure systems bring sinking air. Sinking air tends to dry out the atmosphere, and that's going to be our pattern going forward for at least the next 7 days. So far, for the whole month of October, we've only seen 0.02 of an inch at RDU and 1/100th of an inch there in Fayetteville. So in both cases, we're almost 2 inches behind for the month. And, we had such a wet sort of late summer, early fall. July at 9 inches, August almost 9 inches, over 12 inches in September. And then here we are in October with 0.02 of an inch. So, I mean, in terms of the year, we're still looking at one of the wettest years to date. But for October, we're now tied for third driest. So it's just been a very interesting year for us, certainly. Frost advisory, this is about the time that we normally start to see the potential for some patchy frost. Our northern and western counties are in that frost advisory this morning. And we do have widespread 30s out there this morning, 32 in Roxborough, 35 Henderson, 37 Wilson and Rocky Mount. And even where temperatures are in the mid to upper 30s, there's still the potential for some frost in some of the low-lying areas. And of course, Robin's sitting at 32, but Raleigh and Irwin sitting at 40 degrees right now. Those are some of the warmer temperatures. Beautiful fall day for us. Lots of sunshine. High temperatures in the upper 60s to around 70, so feeling very comfortable. And frost is less likely overnight tonight. Temperatures will mostly be in the 40s tonight instead of mostly 30s like we're seeing this morning. Florida plays at Duke tonight at 7 o'clock. Temperatures will be right around 60 degrees at game time and then falling through the 50s. So if you're headed out to that game or Football Friday games, grab that jacket, sweatshirt, sweater. It'll be chilly. At the State Fair, the afternoons are going to feel great. 69 Friday, 72 Saturday, and 74 on Sunday. And like I said, we are dry, dry, dry. Some nice warm temperatures Tuesday and Wednesday, too, with temperatures in the upper 70s. So Ken, I know, pretty much spends the entire week at the fair. It's amazing that he's even here in the studio with us right now.
It's amazing. I got things started yesterday with the Home Chef Challenge. It was great.
It looked delicious.
I love it. Here's what you can expect as you're heading out this morning. Rather quiet, really, from Zebulon to Wendell, Raleigh, all the way to Durham, Chapel Hill. All the major routes are delay-free this morning, which is good news, particularly if you're getting ready to head out. I-40 Airport Boulevard traffic has definitely picked up, but flowing nicely in both directions, especially if you're on your way to the airport this morning. You will get to the airport on time as far as your airline and your flight. No, that's up to you on that. Hey, listen, you're heading out this morning. Listen to us on the radio, 101.5 HD3. You can listen to us anywhere in the Triangle. You also have a couple more options, 99.3 FM in Raleigh and 96.5 FM in Durham.
Thanks, Ken. This is pretty cool. Channing Tatum is making the most of his time in North Carolina while he's filming an upcoming movie. How he is helping people in western North Carolina who are devastated by Helene.
And UNC Rex is expanding. What we know about plans to add a new hospital in Wake Forest and expand the existing one in Raleigh.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
Another celebrity is helping out folks in Western North Carolina who have been impacted by Helene.
Channing Tatum is taking a boots-on-the-ground approach. Ken Smith here now with what's trending. Ken.
Yeah, Renee and Jeff, Man Food Bank based in Asheville shared these photos of the actor helping volunteers. A rep with that food bank says Tatum surprised a relief distribution site with a truckload of supplies, then went one step further, helping other volunteers handing out food and resources.
Yeah, he showed up unannounced to the surprise of many. He was in the Charlotte area filming a true crime movie, The Roof Man, and he'll actually be there in Charlotte through the end of the year. But really nice of him to do that.
It's good to see that.
I like that he got his hands dirty.
Yeah.
Get in there and do it. Yeah.
A big honor for former longtime WRAL News director Rick Gall. He was celebrated last night with membership in the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences Silver Circle. The ceremony was in Nashville, home of the Regional Emmy Awards. Rick was our news director for 19 years before he retired earlier this year. He spent 28 years overall here, starting as a Fayetteville Bureau reporter in the mid-90s. So well deserved.
One of a kind right there, and headed off for retirement. And he changed everything that we did here for a lot of years, for certain, for the better.
Real wonderful memories of him being in charge.
Hope he doesn't have to wear that tie anymore, Elizabeth.
I've seen some Facebook pictures, and he looks like he's not wearing a tie and really enjoying it. But I mean, just the best boss you could ever work for. I was so lucky to work with him for 26 years. Well, it's a beautiful morning out there. It is clear. We're seeing cold temperatures in some places in the 30s, but we have a big warm up in our forecast. I'll show you what's changing to bring the warm temperatures back.
An urgent search for these 4 teenagers after police say they escaped a detention center. The clothes they were last seen in and where the search stands this morning.
Plus, to get to the state fair today, you may need to brave some traffic out there. We are helping you plan ahead for an action-packed weekend around Raleigh.